We're going to talk in here about environmental conditioning, specifically as a form of socialization. So we do a lot of games with puppies to condition them to unusual environmental things, right? This is especially important for working dogs, right, that are going to have to perform jobs in different environments. But it's also very important for pet dogs in certain environments as well. I spent some time living in New York City while my wife was in school, and if you raise a pet dog in New York City, like there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens, right? You're walking down the sidewalk, there's open grates on the ground that hot air shoots up as a subway train goes underneath you. There's all kinds of crazy environmental stuff your dog's gonna encounter when they go out. So if your dog's nervous about strange things in the environment, things that make noise, uneven footing, any of that stuff, your dog's gonna have a hard time in that environment. So with puppies, we want our puppies to be comfortable around a lot of wide-ranging environments. So we have some games in here that we'll do with the puppies that we do to condition our puppies to environmental stressors, we call them, right? Actually, with our own personal dogs, it starts while they're still in the litter, right? So when we're rearing a litter of puppies, the environmental conditioning stuff starts while they're still in the litter. We change the surface in the bottom of their whelping box. I take out a sheet of linoleum that's all slippery, and we feed the puppies on the linoleum where they're sliding around, so they get used to walking on a surface that's slippery, right? We feed our puppies in these great big kiddie wading pools. We get these big plastic wading pools, and we throw food in there, and the puppies jump in and eat in there, and then we gradually put stuff in there. So I fill it up with aluminum cans and plastic bottles and things that make all kinds of crazy noise. And you throw food in there, the puppies have to jump in there and climb over that stuff, and it's making a horrible racket, and eventually they're climbing underneath the bottles and all these different things. And we change their environment up to condition them to things. We'll begin to condition them to loud noises, all that stuff. Well, we continue on with that with our puppies once they leave the litter as well. And so we'll have some games we do in here where we lay stuff out on the floor we put a tarp down and put plastic bottles and things that make noise underneath it, and we hold the puppy back and we get them all excited, and the handler runs and calls the puppy, and the puppy has to run across the funny stuff to get to the handler to get a food reward, different ways in which we condition the dogs to environmental stressors, which is fun, right? It's fun for us, it's fun for the puppies, and it has carryover to things in the environment. So those dogs begin to not pay too much attention to changes in the environment. And dogs that are not exposed to a lot of that stuff when they're young may have lifelong problems with it, right? So you see dogs that were not exposed to a certain environment during critical developmental periods, and they have problems. You see older dogs that have very big issues with certain things, noise sensitivity, slippery floor problems, enclosed spaces, all kinds of stuff like that, right, as we go. So we'll talk about environmental conditioning.